Now, would this be for the fraud that was reported to account ending in 9168?
Yes.
Okay. And I do show that your account has been sent for reassertion. And when we do a reassertion, which is a second review, you do not receive any temporary credit.
I'm going to say this. Let me say this again. All right. Just to clarify. I called last week because an improper balance was recorded. An incorrect balance was reported to the Experian. When I spoke to your representative told me that they corrected that so that they did not report that I owed any $5,400. First of all, I don't have a credit line of $5,400. I mean, I kind of speculate how that could have went ahead and come to pass or whatever, but I don't have any. I never authorized any $5,400 credit line. And she said she corrected it. Did she correct it?
I don't see a correction of that because the account went back into a reassertion, which you do not receive any temporary credits for. And at the moment, you were held responsible for the balance.
All right.
So, who did you speak to? Do you have an idea? Did you get a name?
It was a lady. I don't remember her name. She was in the same department you're in. I don't know how they have that divided. To report a balance that is inaccurate, is that legal?
Well, if you wouldn't have had the fraud case held against you, then of course that would not be accurate. However, you were held responsible for those charges while we conduct the second review. And the second review started on, let me get the correct date for you, on June 22nd. So the second review is usually about 30 days, and I would suggest that you wait for this to all clear up by Monday, July 24th.
When I spoke to Discover, like I've spoken to Discover multiple times to the point now that I don't trust Discover at all. Why didn't they go ahead and switch the card up the first time when I called in September?
Switch the card up?
Yeah, or change the card in September.
Cancel your card for fraud?
Yeah, why didn't they do that in September?
Let me take a look at what happened in September. I'll place you on a very brief hold, and I'll be right back with you. appreciate your patience while I continue to take a look at your account to see what happened in September. It'll be just a few more moments and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cornish. So in September, you stated that you contacted us, and what was the call for?
For charges that weren't supposed to be made to the card.
Okay, and this is on the same card ending in 9168?
Yes.
With the 5... I don't have any phone calls from you during that time. Did you do it maybe online or you called in?
No, I called multiple times. I also went to the New Britain Police Department, and I had filed a complaint with the New Britain Police Department. Let me ask you this again. Like I want to make sure of something before I go ahead and go further. If you didn't know that I called about that, then you wouldn't know about, like, you have no idea what I said the lady said about her going ahead and correcting the balance, because I never authorized any $5,400 credit line. I never did that. Like, I'm very, very careful with that, with my credit situation. You know what I'm saying? So I would never have used that amount of money or whatever. I mean, for the card. The most I use it for is if I get a rent-a-car or whatever, and I need to rent a car at times. And even that I'm not doing anymore. So you have no record of what the woman had told me last week about her reporting the proper thing, because as is, I don't owe Discover Card anything. And I had another call from a lady that went ahead and told me that I had gotten a hotel room at the Red Roof Inn. I didn't get any hotel room at the Red Roof Inn. And she said that was the reason why they were saying that there was no fraud. There was fraud. I didn't get any hotel room there either.
Let me take a look at the charge from Red Roof, and I want to make sure that I am on the correct account. Okay. I do see the transactions, Red Roof in December and January. Now give me just another few moments, okay? Let me go ahead and verify some information here. I'll be right back with you again.
Okay.
I appreciate your patience.
Mm-hmm.
that you do, like you mentioned, had a police contact and that they told you to file identity theft.
Right, but I'm talking about right now the Red Roof thing. How much money was the Red Roof charged for?
There was 100. Those were in total. It was $85 because of some credits that were given during that time.
Because of some credits that were given. Did Red Roof Inn
From Red Roof.
Did Red Roof Inn take money out of that account and then put money back into the account the same amount that they took out?
Yes, twice.
All right, so how is that? I'm trying to figure out how is that? How could that woman tell me that I stayed at the Red Roof Inn when there was an error on their part for them to even go ahead and charge the card like that? I didn't stay at the Red Roof Inn. So I'm trying to figure why she would not tell the truth. Like why someone that discovered would say something like that.
Take a look. The Red Roof Inn sent in information with your name on it.
For a charge that they made that they returned the money for. Correct?
Not all of it. There was some.
How is not all of it? Not all of what? When I looked on that card or looked at the thing like a couple of months ago, it said $50 and they put the $50 back on the card or something like that. That's what it said.
You are aware that there's a second review going on right now, correct?
It's not even about the second review. What's getting me upset right now is the fact that you guys went ahead and reported that I had a $5,400 credit line when I do not. No matter which way it's looked upon or whatever, what it's done to me at this point is something that shouldn't have been done. All they had to do was look at the information accurately. And they didn't do that. And this is something that has been going on. Like I'll call over there and I'll talk to someone, like the situation with the lift. I told them about the phone, like going ahead and coming up with these ridiculous charges that didn't make any sense. Like a mile is $60 or something like that. I'm like, what? How is that possible? I didn't have the phone, and I called and I explained to Lyft what was going on. They went ahead and put me on some message hold or whatever. So I'm calling you guys and telling you guys, you're saying you're going to handle it. All you do is you took out some of the charges, but then left other charges inside of there. And that wasn't even the case. I mean, how could one charge be accurate, the other charge be inaccurate?
Are you still talking about Red Roof?
No, it's not only Red Roof, it's Lyft too. There was just a serious situation. There was a serious situation going on with Lyft charges, of which Lyft was notified of. I used Lyft to get to in Walk-It, to get to Enterprise, rent a car and Walk-It when I needed to go there, maybe like every 2 months or something like that. If I had to go there every month and a half. I didn't use it like the way that it was showing up on it started to show up on the with those charges. And I explained that. And everyone down there said that they would help me, and then they didn't help me. Instead, I don't exactly know what they did. But I had to keep going over it and over it and over it.
I can see that when you spoke to someone last week, they opened a reassertion, and at the moment I just suggest you wait for that second review to be over. You were not going to be credited anything during the time of the second review, which is only 30 days, and it should be done with and a resolution by July 24th.
But see, that's the thing. Every time I call and I tell you guys about something or whatever, or I tell Discover about something, they go ahead and they talk all calm or whatever, like everything will be taken care of. But I'm sure you could see for yourself. Like, I mean, I didn't double check again. I haven't logged into the Discover account in some time now. But I do remember the thing with me seeing the $50 charge coming from Red Roof or somebody, and then them putting the $50 back inside of the account. And then to have a call that came in to say that I stayed at Red Roof Inn, coming from some lady over there at Discover.
Correct. The documentation from Red Roof Inn does come back with your name and additional information, including a copy of your identification.
When did they return that? They returned the money that they took out. They returned the money back in there, though, right?
Not all of it. So there were multiple transactions, and there was a transaction for $85 that was not returned.
And I said, and I specifically said, like, I did, there's something more to this, like with the situation, with that situation right there. I did not make any charges to Red Roof Inn. I did not go there to have. They had my information over there. I filed a complaint with a federal authority about another company that was doing the same thing, and I had documented what occurred, wherein that company was taking people's somebody in that company was copying people's identifications and using the identifications, and they kept the credit card information inside of their system. They had the information inside of their system. So whatever they sent you, they're not supposed to have a copy of my identification. They're not. And they sent the money back in for the thing. So why do they have the credit card number in the first place? And my identification? Is that legal for them to do that?
That would be something you would have to speak to that specific merchant about.
Oh, no. With Discover Card, is it legal for someone to keep my identification and keep my credit card information so that they could use that information and they could actually make charges with that information?
And unfortunately, I'm not able to give legal advice, so I do suggest you do.
I'm not asking legal advice. What I'm saying is this: Discover sees that somebody has taken my identification that I say is fraud, right? Has my credit card number without my authorization, returned the money that they took from the card, makes another charge on the card, and you guys don't see that something's wrong?
Well, we did conduct a full investigation and did our due diligence the first time around. Now, right now, you're in a second review, and the second review states that you will not receive any temporary credits.
I'm not concerned with the credits. I'm concerned with Discover Card going ahead and making up a story to the credit bureau that I owe them $5,400, and then saying that I stayed at a hotel that I didn't stay at, or I didn't go ahead and give authorization to go ahead and use my Discover Card at. And the company actually went ahead and returned the money that they charged on the card. And you guys said that it was an authentic charge when they returned the money. I mean, I know what I'm saying makes sense. But I know you have to defend like Discover Card or whatever, but what they're doing doesn't make any sense.
Understand. So at the moment, I do suggest wait for that second review to be over, for everything to be cleared up, because at the moment we can't do anything else until your second review is over.
No. I'm going to ask Discover Card to go ahead and refile those charges that I said were fraudulent again. I don't know why there'd be a second review, because it's going to be very difficult to go ahead and explain why a company that returned money to a card, obviously the money was taken in error in the first place, would go ahead and have my identification after they returned the money that they took from the card.
And we are doing a second review review just for those purposes, so that we can clear up anything that the first investigation did not do properly.
In 90 days? You guys had 90 days, right?
Correct.
And in 90 days, you have to do a second investigation.
Correct. And we have 30 days to conduct that second investigation. During that time, you do not receive temporary credits. We will either call you or send you a letter with the outcome of the investigation around July 24th.
All right, can you escalate the situation, like, so that it's known or documented that I went ahead and escalated at this point? Because I don't trust anything anyone down there says to me at all.
What do you mean by escalate?
Escalate it to a higher level, so it's understood that, I mean, I'm not even looking at this thing in the way I looked at it before. I have no trust or faith inside of what happened. When I was contacted back and they said the thing about the Red Roof Inn, it said something, there was something else they said that I know that I didn't do. That's when I realized that something was wrong. Something is very wrong right now. When they said that they didn't have the identity, they didn't have any police report for me, that when the lady called to ask me to go ahead and do the police report thing, and I already had spoken to the police more than one time about the situation that was going on. The police told me to go ahead and go to identity theft, and the lady said I never filed a police report or whatever. There was fraud going on the part of Discover, whereas I don't trust them with my information anymore. So I need this thing escalated to a higher...
To Chris already in regards to this.
There's as nice as you make it